don't know. I cannot get my hair right. What's up, YouTube family? Welcome back to another video. If you are new to this channel, please go ahead, stop. Don't think about it. Hit that subscribe button. Go ahead and hit the notification bell so you'll be notified when I post a new video. You won't regret it. I give great advice, great tips, good vibes, you know, and I just feel like you should subscribe to the channel. I recently hit 2,000, and I just feel like we need to keep climbing, get to 3, 4, 5, 10, 15, yeah. So if you're new here, please go ahead and hit the subscribe button and the notification bell. And like I said, if you're back, if you're already a part of the family, a part of the gang, welcome back. I love you guys. Thanks for the support. So if you could look at the title, you already know I'm answering the questions that were posted in the community tab. I posted this post, I don't know, maybe it was a little over a week ago. I didn't get much feedback. I didn't get too many questions, but hey, I got enough to make a video. So today I will be responding to Team Reese's. I think that's the name. Yeah, Team Reese's and Michelle. I do not want to mess up your last name. If that's your last name, Michelle Ogun. I'm not gonna scramble it up, but you know who I'm talking about. All right, so I will be answering you guys' questions today. And yeah, so without further ado, let's go ahead and get into the questions. Oh yeah, and y'all go and subscribe to the family channel as well. I'm gonna drop it at the bottom. All right, so the first question, now this question is from Team Reese's. She included a lot of questions. So we're gonna go ahead and start with the first one. And it was advice on selecting a agency. Now for me, it depends on you. Depends on you and your lifestyle. For flexibility, if you're looking to not work as much, pick up whenever you feel like picking up. If you have kids and you can't do as much, or it just depends on you. My whole thing was flexibility, so I did not like my what was it, like 5 or 7 days a week, 8 hours. I didn't like that. I just wanted to pick up when I felt like I needed more money, or when I just had the energy to work. It's really draining to just have a full-time schedule. So I really like the flexibility of agency. So when you select it, just make sure that they allow you to be able to pick up shifts as you please. Because I recently was signed up with the agency, and they was like, you have to pick up at least so many times a week or something like that. But the other agency that I was with, I'm literally still signed up with them right now, and I haven't picked up a shift since like May or June of last year, and they haven't said nothing. I literally can go right now and just sign up for a shift as long as my credentials are in. But some agencies do not allow that. You have to pick up every week, or like 10 shifts out the month or something like that. So if that's something, that's something you need to consider when you're choosing the agency. Also, make sure they're easy to contact. You don't want an agency that you're calling. If you're having trouble signing in at a facility, you're having trouble with your pay, or any type of hiccups you're having, you want to make sure you're able to contact them easily. Get someone on the phone so you can get assistance. Another thing, the pay and the bonuses. Make sure they're offering something that is compatible. Like, let's just say if you were working with a facility and you were there full time and you were getting paid a certain amount, and you're looking to get somewhere up in that same range, make sure the pay is good. Make sure they're offering bonuses and things like that. Most of the time though, agencies just about top facilities, like the pay, sometimes, most of the time you don't have to worry about the pay. Some of them, they might be cheap, but most of the times you do not have to worry about the pay. That's something that's a given when it comes to agency. You're going to get paid pretty decent. Another thing, make sure the availability, make sure they have a lot of availability, because some agencies do not have a lot of shifts. Like they don't have a lot of facilities that they're signed up with, so it's kind of hard for them to always have shifts available. So make sure they are partnered with a lot of facilities. That way you're guaranteed to have a shift at least every other day or something like that. So also kind of do some research on them and see if they cancel people a lot. Because one agency I was working with, I would show up to the facility and they wouldn't know nothing. They wouldn't have me on the schedule. They didn't know I signed up, none of that. So I just get sent back home out the blue. Or they'll hit me in the middle of the night and be like, da 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 da, we don't need you, da 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 da. But the thing is, when they cancel you, like within 4 hours of a shift, you still get paid, I think, like half of the shift. But you already have it on your mind. You had childcare set up and all of that, and they just cancel you. So that's another thing. You have to ask around, ask other nurses in your area. What's the best agency? Who y'all saying? You have to really negotiate with people, and not negotiate, just talk. Get together, communicate with other nurses, and see what agencies they're working with, and just do your research. But that's just some of the things that I would look for when I'm looking for an agency. Okay, so the next question, Team Reese's had. I hope I'm saying that right. I hope it's Team Reese's. I think it is though. The next question that she have is agency versus staff nurse. So if you work for agency, you do not get benefits versus working as a staff nurse. You do get the 401k, the dental, vision, health, all that good stuff. And agency, you just gotta pay out of pocket. I can say that with agency, less taxes are taken out versus being a staff nurse. They take out a lot of crazy. It's just more. It's too much. Also, the availability with agency versus a guaranteed schedule. So as a staff nurse, you're going to be guaranteed your schedule. You're going to be guaranteed your 8 hours, your 4, 5, 6 days a week, whatever you sign up for. Versus the agency, you can get canceled. They might not have facilities available on certain days. So that's something to consider. Also, as an agency nurse, you have to be very confident in what you do. You can't go in there second guessing yourself. You have to know that you're a great nurse and you know what you're doing. You know how to do what you're doing. And you just have to have that confidence. You cannot go in there like, I can't do this. It's too much. You cannot think like that. Definitely have to be a confident nurse. Also, agency nurse versus staff nurse, you have to be able to catch on quick, because when when you're working at a facility, you do that same thing over and over every day, every time you go to work. So you develop a routine for those residents, that facility, versus agency, you're going to different facilities all the time. They operate different. Their charting system might be different. So you have to be able to catch on quick, very quickly, if you're going to be doing agency, because all places are not the same and all places do not give you the slightest orientation. So you really have to just get in there, put your skates on, and do it. So if you don't feel like you're the person that can catch on that quick, or you need a little bit more time to become familiar with facilities and just being a nurse, because once you get it, you got it. Because all facilities are the same, literally, unless they have like different charting systems or something. But the residents will be kind of different. But everywhere you go, you're gonna run into some residents. They're gonna be just like Johnny over there at that facility and Betty at that facility. So it's all gonna start coming together once you do it for a while. But if you're not the type of person, like I said, that catch on quick, agency just might not be for you at this time. But you'll develop. You'll get better. Also, as an agency nurse, you need to be good with assessments and your skills. So let's just say if you walk into this brand new facility, you've never been there before, and you go in a room and a resident she's just pale, sweaty, confused. You have to be able to pick up on things like that. Your assessment has to be on point. So that way because you don't know this person. So you can't say, oh, she's always like that, or she was like that yesterday. Like, you don't know, this your first time seeing her. So your brain have to tell you, okay, something's not right with her. This is not right. This is meaning this, da, da, da. So you can get on top of it, call the doctor, nurse, or the supervisor, or whatever you have to do. You have to be able to assess that. You have to be able to, just pick up on things and know what you're doing. Because if not, you'll walk in there and be like, hey, da 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 da, take your medicine, and do it 3 times. She don't want to take her medicine, so you step out the room because you think, okay, you don't know. You don't know what her normal is. You don't know. Y'all get what I'm saying? Like, you gotta know. You gotta be able to assess these people and know when something is wrong and when you need to, get on it. So if you feel like your assessment skills, your clinical skills, and all of that is not up to par right now, like I said, you will eventually get there. Don't doubt yourself, because we leveling up, elevating. So you will get there. But if you don't feel like you're there right now, then just wait and then get it together a little bit, and then you can go do agency. Now I do recommend, if you have like the because I don't know, I guess you have to be a nurse at least a year or so before you can work with agency. But if you have that, if you qualify for that, I feel like you should work work a part-time job and then do agency on the side. Or you can work a full-time job and do agency like one day of the weekend that you're off or something like that, until you can, get the feel of it. But I would definitely probably consider doing part-time, because that way you can still get benefits from your other job, and then you can just pick up with agency until you get comfortable with it, and then you can, either do agency full-time or keep doing part-time and agency, whatever, you feel like works for you. But that's something that can kind of get you in the groove of agency, so you won't just quit your job cold turkey and then do agency and then regret that you did agency and da 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 da. So just, put your foot in the door, see if you like it, and go from there. The next question was, will I always do long-term care? Yes, I will always do long-term care. I love it. I love working with my elders. They are great. They're so loving, caring. They have wonderful stories. And it's always going to be a job for an LPN in long-term care. They're always going to pay more for LPNs in long-term care. And like I said, you're always going to have a job. However, it's always been my dream to do ER. So one day I will eventually get a job in the ER. When I started clinicals, when I was in school, I used to always go to the ER. It's always been something that I loved. I like the fast pace. I like the emergencies. I like to see crazy stuff come through the door. So I'm eventually going to do that, but I would never, ever stop doing long-term care, because it's just, I like it. It's for me. It's not for everybody, but it's for me. Okay, so the next questions are from Michelle. I'm just going to say Michelle O, because I really don't want to mess up your name. And her first question was, how often do you get IVs? Now, in long-term care setting, you do not get IVs often, because they have an IV team. All you do is call pharmacy and tell them you need a midline or peripheral or whatever you need. You'll call them, they'll come out. In the case that a resident has a critical lab comes back and you call the doctor and tell them what the lab is, they might say, hey, you need to start an IV right now. You're going to go start an IV because you need to get them fluids. You're not going to wait on the IV team. Now, if they say if they say start fluids now, peripheral, and then, also get a midline put in because they're going to have to get some antibiotics or something like that, then yeah, okay, you still going to have to call them. But if you need to hurry up and flush that resident out, you're going to go ahead and start an IV. That does not happen often, but in the case that it does, you're going to have to do it. Also, if the IV team is backed up, because sometimes they'll tell you it'll be 3 days before they can come out and do it. You'll call the doctor back, let them know what they said, blase, get the order changed. If you need a midline, I guess, you know, you have to get someone there that's able to do it. But as far as the peripheral, you're a nurse, you're certified. And if you're not certified, some facilities do the class so that you can become certified. But most of the times, if you're fresh out of school, you did it while you were in school. I don't really know how long that lasts, but you're IV certified, you can do an IV, okay? It don't happen often, but it happens. So practice up on it. Make sure you're good at it. And just be prepared, because at any given time, you can have to poke 6 stick. So yeah, just know it. Miss Michelle, other question was how long and bad are incident reports? Incident reports, it depends on what the incident is. Let me say that. So if a resident falls and the fall was not witnessed, you're going to have to, first off, start doing vitals every 15 minutes for an hour. Then after that, every 30 minutes for an hour. And then after that, it'll be every hour. So that's going to have to be recorded in the computer. Just like that, it's going to pop up, it's going to generate. And if you don't do it, it's going to be red. And it's going to show for the supervisor going to see it, the DON is going to see it, and state, I think state can see it too. Something like that. Some weird stuff, I can't remember. But you have to do those vitals in that order. As far as the incident report goes, before you even start the incident report, make sure you call the doctor. Let them know, get orders. Make sure you call the family member. Let them know so they can, you know, what happened? I thought y'all supposed to be watching them. How you let my grandma fall? So go ahead and get that out the way. Go ahead and let the DON know. Your supervisor, if you have one. The risk manager. Call all the people that you need to call before you even sit down at the computer to do the incident report, because it's going to ask you all these questions. Make sure you write down the time that you called them and kind of have a note of what they said, because you're going to have to put all this in there. Now, the incident report itself, what I'm talking about, you're going to have to put in, that's not really long as you have everything that you need. Don't go to try to do it and then be calling, oh, crap, I ain't called her. I ain't called him. Go ahead and call all you need to call, and then sit down and put everything in the computer. You'll get finished with it in like 10 minutes. But the vital signs, you're going to have to do that. If you have a good CNA or another nurse that's with you that can help you out, maybe they can help you get the vital signs or something like that. But it's just, it's not really bad. It's just the fact that you're thinking, okay, I got to stop and do all this, and I still got med pads to do. So it's not really the incident report that's crazy. It's the fact that you got so much other stuff to do on top of you have to do an incident report. I advise you not to wait till the end of the shift to do it. Go ahead and do it as soon as the incident happens. So that way everything is fresh on your mind. You can go ahead and get everything out of the way. Be sure to call everybody that you need to call. Make sure you do that. Don't forget to call the doctor, because if he gives you some orders, and you know, you might need an x-ray. You didn't witness the fall, so you might need an x-ray done. He might want lab work. You got to stop and do all of this stuff. Let the nurse know that's on the hall with you or that's in the facility with you. Most of the time, they are good with helping. You might run into somebody that's kind of, you know, y'all know how it go. But most of the times, all the jobs that I work on, they help. So, like I said, it's not really the incident report that's bad. It's everything that you have to do plus the incident report. And if you wait, it'll get bad. But like I said, as long as you sit down and dot all your I's, cross all your T's, you'll love yourself for doing that. You'll hate yourself for forgetting to do something, and then it be on your conscience, and then you got people calling you, why you ain't call this person? They said they don't know nothing about a fall. Make sure you do it. Now, if the fall was witnessed, that'll kind of help you. You won't have to do the vital signs unless they hit their head or something like that. But if it was witnessed and they seen it, and you know they just did a soft fall or something like that, that makes it so much better on you. Like I said, because you won't have to do those vitals unless they have it mandatory that you do vitals regardless. And some facilities are like that, but most of the time, if they seen it and they didn't hit their head or didn't fall crazy, then they'll just say, But make sure you do your incident reports. I know that. Make sure you don't just pick them up and put them back in the bed and say, we're going to just let this go, because that'll come back on you. I'm telling you, do not do that. Because residents be talking now. Because sometimes they be good with the supervisor and the DO and stuff. Girl, I failed yesterday. You did what? Who was your nurse? They ain't said nothing. I'm telling you, make sure you do it. Make sure you report it, because residents talk. And not even meaning to like intentionally say it to get no one in trouble. They just like to talk. They don't have nobody to talk to. So just make sure you report it. Like, don't let that slide, okay? Just let you know. Just let you know. Let you know. What else do I have on here? That is it, y'all. I didn't really get too many questions. Hold on, let me check something. Okay, so I just checked some comments just to see if I had any more under the other videos, and I think the name is Coco Nichelle. She asked how long did it take me to learn my skills, because she feels like she's not learning much. Honestly, you just have to stay on the alert when you're at work. If you hear somebody say they have to do a catheter, a G-tube, if you have a nurse that has a G-tube and you just feel like you want to learn more about it, say, hey, do you mind if I come in with you and do it? Or can you let me do it so I can, get more familiar with it when they're doing a catheter? I just usually go in the room and either ask to watch or volunteer to do it so that I can get more comfortable with doing it. So that's how I learned how to be better at what I do. It didn't really take long because, like I said, I stayed in the mix trying to get stuff done. My first job, I followed the wound care nurse around because we had one, which was surprising. But I followed her around. She told me a lot about wounds. I learned how to do a wound vac, a lot of things. So you just really have to put yourself in the position to learn stuff so that you can become better. So if you do it that way, it won't take you long at all. I know in long-term care settings you don't get to do a lot, but G-tubes is something that you're going to be doing. Catheters you're going to be doing. Colostomy bags, you're going to be doing that often. You have wound vacs too. Most of the times you have to do that a lot. You have a lot of surgery, patients coming in after surgery. You have to remove staples. A lot of wound care. So you just have to put yourself in a position to do more, because like I said, you might not have the residents, but if you feel like you want to do it and learn, just let the nurse know, hey, do you mind if I come in with you, or do you mind if I help you do it? That way you can be, feel like you're learning more, because that's how I had to do it, like I said. And some places, they don't have a lot of stuff like that. So you just have to keep your ears and eyes open and just jump in there and get it done. But that's all I have for this video, you guys. Like I said, it wasn't many people that commented on that post, But you guys keep your eyes open. I will be posting in the community tab, and I'll be asking questions, and I plan on going live one day whenever I just ain't never been live, so it's like different. But I plan on going live one day, so I need y'all to let me know what I should talk about when I do go live, because I really don't know what to talk about. I should have did this, but y'all let me know in the comment section. Ask some more questions in the comment section, and for the ones that ask the questions, let me know if I answered them good enough for you. And if not, I can do it again and again and again. And I don't know if I can tag. I'm gonna try to tag y'all so you can see this video, but hopefully you have your bell turned on so you can get this notification. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. Hit the notification bell, and also go subscribe to our family channel. I'll be posting a video on that channel probably this week as well. So yeah, thank you guys so much for the support and the love. I love you guys, and I hope you enjoyed the video. Deuces.